You are posting consistently, right? Putting in real effort. But then you open your inbox and the inquiries landing there are just a completely wrong fit.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating for people.
Oh, it really is. So welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is to extract this concept called the Connect framework from our sources and figure out why the fix to this problem isn't just producing more content. It's actually about absolute clarity.
Right, because most people assume that, well, if the right people aren't finding them, it has to be a visibility problem. The instinct is to just, pump out more volume.
Okay, but I have to challenge that a bit. Because conventional wisdom literally teaches us that casting the widest net possible is the best way to grow. I mean, if you want a bigger business, you need more eyeballs.
Well, you'd think so, but that is exactly the difference our source highlights. It's the difference between being visible to many and being magnetic to the right one.
Magnetic to the right one. I like that.
Yeah, optimizing just for reach, using broad messaging, is like trying to open every single lock in a hallway with a flathead screwdriver.
Which obviously doesn't work.
Right. You will make a lot of noise, and you might scratch up some doors, but nothing actually opens. Getting specific is about cutting a highly complex key. It only fits one single door, but it unlocks the actual vault.
Okay, wait. But if I narrow down from a massive category like, say, entrepreneurs to just consultants doing manual data entry, aren't I instantly killing like 80% of my potential revenue? That feels terrifying.
Oh, I mean, it definitely feels terrifying. At least until you look at the psychology of a premium buyer. Because premium clients, they aren't scrolling around looking for generalists.
That's true.
When a buyer reads a sentence that perfectly diagnoses their highly specific problem, they experience this psychological phenomenon called cognitive ease.
Cognitive ease?
Yes.
Yeah.
Their brain automatically assumes that if you understand the disease intimately, you must hold the exact cure.
Oh, wow. So a generic, I help businesses with marketing, that gets a polite scroll because it's the flathead screwdriver. It doesn't trigger that cognitive ease at all.
Exactly. It's just noise to them.
But if you say, I help consultants drowning in manual tasks build systems, that stops the scroll. The reader literally thinks, wow, that is my life.
Precisely. Specificity doesn't limit your revenue. It actually shifts your entire revenue model. It moves you away from that low-ticket volume game and makes you the unquestionable choice for high-ticket premium clients.
Okay, so if the broad approach is fundamentally broken, what's the mechanism behind that complex key? How do we actually forge it?
Well, the framework suggests it requires stripping away your identity as just a generic service provider. You have to rebuild it around 3 very rigid questions.
This is the clarify step, right?
Yeah, step 1 of the framework, clarify. And the first question is simply who specifically?
And obviously we all know we can't just say entrepreneurs, right? That is a demographic category, not an actual person.
Exactly. You need to ask what stage of business, what specific industry. And then, the second question goes even deeper. What actual problem do you solve?
Now, I know you listening already understand the golden rule here. We don't sell the workflow audit. We know we're supposed to sell the time back. But the Connect framework argues that even time back is way too vague, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, time back is just a concept. You have to attach that time to a concrete identity shift or a hard metric, which leads directly to the third question.
Which is, what specific result do they get?
Right.
So instead of gain more free time, it has to be something like reclaiming 10 hours a week. But how does quantifying it like that actually change things for the buyer?
It fundamentally changes the perceived ROI in the client's brain. When you attach a hard number to the outcome, you shift your service from being categorized as just a business expense to a measurable investment.
Right, because 10 hours a week at a consultant's hourly rate, that is a hard financial metric.
Exactly. It justifies your premium price instantly.
Okay, let's actually test this out. The source gives an exact formula to test your clarity, which is, I help who struggle with specific problem to achieve specific outcome. Let me just try to fill this in on the fly.
Go for it.
Let's say I help online creators who struggle with burnout to achieve a better work-life balance.
Yeah, okay, let's analyze that one. Online creators is still way too broad. And burnout is really just a symptom, right? It's not the mechanical problem causing it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And a better work-life balance just cannot be quantified. I mean, how do they even measure when they've achieved it?
I see. So it sounds nice, but it's still a flathead screwdriver. It just doesn't trigger that cognitive ease we talked about. Let me try again.
Take 2.
Okay, how about I help 7-figure fitness coaches who struggle with managing client onboarding emails to achieve a fully automated intake system that saves 5 hours per week.
You just cut the key. If I am a 7-figure fitness coach losing my mind over onboarding emails, I am hiring you instantly.
Wow.
And for you listening, if you fill in the formula and your first attempt sounds like the generic one, don't panic. That isn't failure at all.
Right. It's just data.
Exactly. It's incredibly valuable data. It shows exactly where you need to do the foundational clarity work before you even attempt to scale or automate your content.
Because you can't automate a broken message. So what does this all mean for your strategy tomorrow? I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over.
Let's hear it.
If getting hyper-specific makes you truly magnetic to your absolute dream client, what good enough opportunities are you willing to bravely say no to starting tomorrow? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to join us for our next deep dive, where we break down the second pillar of the framework.